The zoom through eye transition is a popular effect that you've probably seen in movies or on TV. And if you want me to show you how to create this effect in Movavi, then let's go. To begin, we'll want a little bit of footage that's fairly close up to the eyes. When we've got our footage, let's bring that down into the timeline. Now I'll scale in on the timeline a little bit so it's easier to see. Okay, let's play it through and pick out a good moment to zoom through the eye. That seems pretty good right there. Now let's add a marker here so that we can easily reference back to this moment. This is done by hitting Ctrl+M, or you can just right-click on the clip and select Add Marker. Go ahead and give this marker a name. For now, I'll just type in eye and hit Enter. Okay, now we're ready to start creating this transition. So let's go over and click on Tools, select Pan and Zoom, and then let's grab Zoom In and drop that right here on our clip. Now let's take this second keyframe and drag it over so that it lines up with our marker. Next, we'll left-click on this keyframe, and up here in the preview window, we'll just position this frame to fit nicely around the eye like this. Take your time on this part. Sometimes it helps to watch through your zoom a few times and make small adjustments until it looks good to you. Okay, the next thing we need to do is remove the part of the eye that we'll be zooming through for this transition. So to do this, let's go over and click the stickers icon and then select Shapes. From here, we'll grab the circle sticker and drop that right above our clip, lining up the beginning of the sticker with our marker like this. Next, we need to head over to the preview window and resize this circle to fit nicely within the eye. Once that's set, we'll select a color that's not in the image. I'm going to go with the common green screen color, but if you find that doesn't work with your particular footage, just try out a few of these other colors. Okay, now what we want to do is save a snapshot by clicking the little camera icon over here. Now that we've got our snapshot saved, let's clear up our timeline by splitting our footage here and deleting the leftover as well as the sticker. Now this is where everything really starts coming together. Okay, you remember that snapshot that we just saved? Let's go grab that and bring that down into our timeline. So we'll go up to the import icon and then to File Import, and from there, select Add Files. Once we've found our snapshot, let's bring it in and set it right behind our original footage like this. Next, while this snapshot is still highlighted, let's go over and click the Tools icon. From there, choose Chroma Key and remove the center of the eye by clicking anywhere in the green circle. Okay, now with that removed, let's add a new scene that we can transition to. To do this, let's go over and click this track icon and select Add Video Track. Next, we'll click the Detach icon and then move these clips up to the top track. From here, let's grab our new scene from the media bin and drop that right into the main track. Now to turn off the auto ripple, we can simply click this arrow icon right here, and that will allow us to freely move this clip around the track. For now, let's just place this clip right here underneath our snapshot. At this point, we get a peek of the new scene through the center of the eye. Now let's add a zoom in so we can zoom through the eye to the new scenery. So we'll click the Tools icon, go to Pan and Zoom, grab Zoom In, and drop that right on the beginning of our snapshot. Now over in the preview window, let's shrink that frame down until it fits perfectly within the cutout. Once that's in position, we can drop down to our clip and adjust the keyframes to increase or decrease the speed that we want to zoom through the eye. Now I'm going to move this first keyframe all the way to the beginning of the clip so that the zoom begins right away. And then move the second keyframe a bit closer to the first so that we zoom faster through the opening. Now let me play it through so we can get an idea of what it looks like so far. Okay, that looks pretty good already, but we can make this look even better by simply adding a crossfade so that the new scene fades in gradually. So let's go to the Transitions tab and under Featured, grab Crossfade and place that on the beginning of our new clip. Once placed, we can stretch out or shrink this to get the duration that looks best for our effect. Now by grabbing the playhead and slowly dragging it across the transition, you can watch the preview window and easily notice if adjustments need to be made. Once you get everything adjusted the way you like for your project, you'll have a very cool eye zoom transition. Thanks for watching.